Well, guys, I know it seems like they've been rolling out these SnowRunner PTS updates like nobody's business, but the truth is, they have. And they've rolled out another one as of today, and they also gave some very interesting clarifications in terms of console mods, and all of that is coming up in this video, so stay tuned. Well, if there's one thing that we can finally put to rest, it is that console mods will not be coming in Phase 2, but after that. And that comes directly from Jellyfish, which is one of the community managers for SnowRunner. Now, I will link this full official release in the description box down below. However, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on all of the highlights from it and share with you guys some of the most important parts, and also read off to you guys some of the fixes from this release itself while we go ahead and take care of a task in the game. Now, Jellyfish says, we have another PTS update for you today, bringing a whole host of fixes and even some preparatory changes for mods on console, and then again stating, keep in mind that mods will not be coming to console in Phase 2, but after that. So, I was a little bit fuzzy before on whether or not they were coming in the end of Phase, like, sort of in the end of Phase 2 or beginning of Phase 3, so now it looks like it will be coming in Phase 3, hopefully in the beginning of. Now, they've also said another important note. With this update, we're introducing changes to our mod packaging system that prepares for mods on console. Therefore, mods will not work on this PTS version unless they are repackaged to work on it. Doing so will break them on the live build. So if you're eager to be prepared for when patch 10 goes live, you could prepare your mods ahead of time, but not apply the changes on mod.io until patch 10 goes live into the release build of the game. They've also said we will speak about the selection process for mods on console later on down the line. They've also said that the eligibility requirements for console mods are stricter than the eligibility requirements for PC, which there are very few. Now, they also have some general fixes here, which I'm going to go over, and then I'm going to circle back around later on in the video to the console mod topic discussion. Now, in general bug fixes, in this PTS update, they have fixed the missing timer for the Ride on King trial. They fixed a bug where the contract stage with the labor force was not considered completed when the required number of cabins had been delivered to the cabin zone active area. Fixed a bug where control points icon disappeared after restart of the long ride contest. Mod creators are now able to choose whether they have a dev menu or not, which is really, really cool. Fixed a bug where the value of the cargo amount in craft zones was not synced between players in co-op sessions. Fixed a bug where a truck could be discovered again after every restart of any task for truck delivery. That's a big one. Now, in the UI, or user interface, they fixed there's a lot of fixes here, actually. They fixed a bug where the crane controls button did not match the control prompts at the bottom of the screen. They fixed a bug where a number of required labor force was displayed differently on the map and the objective for some contracts. Fixed a bug where the factory was not marked on the map in Pedro Bay. Added background images for Yukon maps on the global map screen. Added loading screens for Yukon maps, which I just saw in the game when I played it earlier this morning, which was really, really cool, really, really sick. And they've also fixed a bug where the player opened the store in the garage and tried to change the category of a truck with buttons Q and E with keyboard, or R, B, and LB with a gamepad, and they could only see 3 categories. Very odd there. Fixed a bug where objective markers did not appear right away on the minimap in the Kola Peninsula maps. Fixed a bug where the quest marker on the CAT TH-357 during the loader operation training task remain after any player moved to this truck in co-op. Fixed a bug where it was possible to totally zoom out and observe the entire map in 3D. That's a little bit of an odd one. Let me know in the comment section below if you experienced that one, or any of the other ones as well. Fixed a bug where some default upgrades could be completed or completely uninstalled and sold. Fixed a bug where icons for the loading zone of task magnitude of 5 did not appear on the minimap. Fixed a bug where landmarks of buildings before and after construction were mixed up on the minimap on Drowned Lands and Zimnegorsk levels in Tamir. Now, some updates to the new mod browser include filtering and sorting settings are now saved basically, I'm assuming that means that they are saved and prepped for when that makes its way to consoles. Improved all mods have been downloaded pop-up. Supported ability to enable and disable all subscribed mods, which is really cool. And then players can now subscribe and activate mods with a mouse click, which is a nice and welcome change for the PC people. And map fixes, there are 2 of these. Fixed the floating lamp next to the warehouse in Big Salmon Peak. And which I believe I don't know if they're going to fix this or not, but they have actually spelled that or laid that out in this update, Salmon Big Peak, which I wasn't aware that was an actual name, but anyways, we move on. Fixed a bug where the fence was breaking when driving near it in Big Salmon Peak. That is a bug that has been in pretty much every map in every region since the launch of the game. You'll just be driving along and fences will literally explode right next to you, and I can only assume that it's some sort of odd physics glitch. But with all of that being said, let's circle back around to some of the console mod discussions. So, I know that there were a lot of people previously that commented on some of my other videos that said that console mods are definitely coming in Phase 2, which again, that was disproven here, but I don't think that should discourage us in terms of expecting them still very soon. I would venture a guess, or at least I would hope, that once Phase 2 goes live to the release build of the game and to the consoles, I would hope that console mods would sort of be added in, sort of in almost like an in-between update to the game, in between, like, the end of Phase 2 and the beginning of Phase 3, sort of in this weird, like, in-between timeline. I would love to see that happen, and I think it could happen. I just am not gonna hold my breath for it, but again, they're giving us more now in terms of information than they have in the past, and definitely telling the modders to repackage their mods is a big deal. And that's the other thing too. I don't think, because there's still a lot of people that are like, I'll believe it when I see it, we don't have any proof yet that they're coming or that they're coming soon. I personally think that the fact that they're telling modders to repackage their mods tells me that it could be coming around, like, sooner than later. I mean, if they're having to repackage their mods in terms of getting ready for this update, I mean, it tells me that they should be right around the corner, and I'm genuinely hoping that they are right around the corner in terms of what we've seen so far. And so I would caution you guys against, you know, saying, well, they're not, like, oh, I don't like what they're showing us, so that means they're never coming, or it was just used, you know, to make people think the game was going to have console mods. It actually surprises me a lot how many people kind of still think that, like, oh, it was just sort of a ploy, quote unquote. I genuinely believe that they're coming and that they're on their way, but they have taken on a massive undertaking here. Because what they've taken on is they've taken on the concept of making a console game basically have almost all of the same features that a PC version does, even in terms of third-party content. Now, I know that now, when I've said that in the past, there have been a lot of people that have gone, well, Farming Simulator did it, so it shouldn't be this hard here. Keep in mind, this game is different. Not every game is the same, not every game is going to function the same, and even Farming Simulator had its own challenges and sort of like restrictions of its own when it came to third-party content. So third-party content on a console is always going to be a big deal, and I don't think that should be taken lightly. I don't think that should be, you know, I don't think that's anything to sneeze at. By the way, I almost freaking flipped the car into the back of the truck there, and I am still, as I record this post-recorded commentary, I am still salty about the fact that that car did not end up in the bed of the truck. But anyways, let's move on. I still think that this is a massive undertaking, and I genuinely believe that they are very, very close to showing us something huge. Like, I will be very surprised if they don't show us something huge very, very soon, because the speed at which they've been updating the PTS lately is way faster and way crazier than they have updated the PTS in the past, and the rate at which they're giving us news and information about console mods is also amped up from anything that we've seen in the past. So it would only, hopefully, it would only stand to reason that they are very, very close to showing us something even bigger than anything that we've seen before. I am crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. I genuinely hope that we see something huge soon. And also, to be fair, we've been seeing huge news in regards to console mods and huge progress a lot lately, so that's not to take away from the fact that any of the stuff we've been seeing lately isn't huge, because it is. I mean, we have wanted mods on console in this series ever since the days of MudRunner, and unfortunately we didn't have them there, we didn't get them there, but I think we're very close to seeing a big improvement and a big change to this series when mods do hit console, and I think that we could potentially be right around the corner from something really huge. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave me a like, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments, and I will see y'all in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.